As Arya left the chamber, the artifact started pulsing with an energy that seemed more alive than ever before. It called to Elara, demanding her attention. She felt a pressure building, pulling her in. In the serene chamber where she stood, surrounded by relics of the past, she hesitated. Her instincts screamed for her to let go, but the artifact's pull was too great. Before she knew it, her vision was consumed by a whirlwind of colors and noises, sending her spiraling down a vortex of memories. She found herself witnessing a clandestine meeting. The architecture of the room was distinctly seeker-like, with the familiar, elegant, and ethereal designs she had come to recognize. But the context was wholly unfamiliar. Arya, looking just as she did now, spoke with authority and intent. Opposite her stood Soren, his characteristic calm demeanor replaced by a look of stern conviction. The vision's audio was muffled at first, but as she focused, the words became clearer. "Necessary for our future," Arya was saying. "The girl is the linchpin. With her DNA sequence and the artifact, we can control the event." Soren replied, a trace of unease evident in his voice. "Are we certain? Using her could be the catalyst for the cataclysm." Arya dismissed his concerns with a wave. "That's the beauty of it. We harness the event, using her unique genetics. If she succeeds, the galaxy is ours to command. If she fails, the resulting chaos will provide opportunities for our order to ascend." Elara felt her stomach churn. The notion of being a mere pawn in their plans, a tool for dominion over the galaxy or its destruction, was repugnant. As the vision shifted and morphed, she saw herself, tethered to strange machines, her energy channeled and harvested. The Seekers watched with predatory anticipation, Soren's usually comforting face now distorted with malice. Suddenly, a sharp pain seared through her, pulling her out of the vision with a gasp. Elara's eyes snapped open, her hands shaking, clutching the artifact. Her heartbeat was deafening in the silence of the room. She looked around, panic clouding her judgment. Could she trust what she had seen? Were her allies actually her captors? Her defenders, her oppressors? She had little time to process, as a sudden alarm pierced the silence. Red lights began flashing around the chamber, casting an eerie glow on the artifacts. Elara's thoughts raced. Was the alarm due to her interaction with the artifact? Or was there another cause? Beyond the chamber's entrance, Elara glimpsed Arya, her usually composed demeanor replaced with one of clear concern. Arya's gaze was fixated outside, on a descending ship. Its design was sleek, adorned with patterns of glowing lights, as it made its way closer to the Earth's surface. As the facility's atmosphere grew tenser, Elara clutched the artifact, now more aware than ever of its importance. The intentions of the approaching ship were unknown, but staying with the Seekers was out of the question. Unexpected allegiances. Amid the chaotic whirl of alarms and flashing red lights, the chamber's entrance swung open with a metallic clang, revealing the distressed figures of Elara's crew from the Numinar. The air was thick with tension as their eyes darted from the still glowing artifact to the agitated Arya, and finally to their commander, Elara. With expressions ranging from concern to borderline anger, they awaited an explanation. Kaelin, the Numinar's chief engineer and a friend of Elara's, was the first to speak. "Commander, what in the cosmos happened? We felt a tremor aboard the landing craft, and then these alarms." Elara raised a hand, cutting her off. Her face was pale, her eyes still reflecting the remnants of the horrifying vision she'd witnessed. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you," she murmured, her voice hoarse. Arya, her posture rigid and alert, was conspicuously observing the outside through a vast window. The sight of a descending ship, sleek in design and bathed in a cascade of shimmering lights, commanded her full attention. Jor, the crew's communication expert, followed Arya's gaze, his brows furrowing. "Whose ship is that? Friends or foes? And why is it here?" Arya's lips tightened. "It's here for her," she said quietly, nodding towards Elara. Kaelin's eyes widened, her hands unconsciously balling into fists. "What do you mean, here for her? Elara, explain!" Elara swallowed hard, her her fingers absently caressing the artifact. The visions she'd seen continued to haunt her thoughts. "Arya, tell them," she urged. "Tell them about the others." Arya sighed deeply, her gaze still fixated on the descending vessel. "We Seekers are not the only cosmic entities with an interest in the fate of the galaxy, and certainly not the only ones aware of the potential Elara holds. That ship belongs to them, the opposing force. They have been in a silent standoff with the Seekers for centuries." Elara narrowed her eyes, challenging Arya. "Convenient that you never mentioned them before. How do we know this isn't just another one of your tricks?" Arya's eyes flashed with annoyance. "Because I have no reason to lie. Our aims with Elara may not align with yours, but that ship," she pointed out the window, "represents an even greater unknown." As the crew grappled with this revelation, trying to discern truth from fiction, Elara's grip on the artifact tightened. Every fiber of her being was on edge. The division between ally and enemy had never seemed blurrier. Suddenly, the chamber's heavy doors opened again, revealing the figure of a man. Tall, with a rugged appearance, he exuded an air of confidence that felt almost palpable. His piercing eyes scanned the room before settling on Elara. "I've come to ensure your safety," he declared, his voice deep and commanding. "The Seekers aren't what they seem." Elara, still recovering from her vision's aftermath, struggled to respond, but before she could, Arya's voice cut through the tension, her tone icy. "You're trespassing on Seeker territory. State your intentions or leave." He smirked. "My intentions are clear. I'm here for Elara." The chamber became a battleground of intense gazes and heightened emotions. Arya, ever the fierce protector of Seeker territory, took a menacing step towards the newcomer, her fingers twitching with barely contained power. "You overstep, intruder. Leave now or face the consequences." But the man remained unflappable. He extended his hand, revealing a symbol on his palm, a cosmic spiral, eerily similar to the one on the artifact Elara held. "My name is Dax. We share a common purpose, even if our methods differ. I am from the astral Vanguard, and we have been monitoring the Seekers' movements for centuries." Kaelin glanced at Elara, uncertainty evident in her eyes. "The astral? What? Why is it that every time we think we've grasped the situation, another layer of complication emerges?" Jor, ever the skeptic, interjected sharply. "How do we know we can trust you? For all we know, you're just another threat, like the Seekers." Dax, without breaking eye contact with Elara, responded, "I can show her the truth, but it requires her consent." Elara hesitated, her mind a whirlwind of doubt and curiosity. Remembering the vision she had witnessed, she took a deep breath. "Okay, show me." Dax stepped closer, his focus now on the artifact. "Place your hand on the artifact alongside mine," he instructed. With a hesitant nod, Elara complied. The chamber became awash with a soft luminescence as their fingers touched the surface of the artifact together. A flurry of memories engulfed Elara, scenes of a younger Dax alongside Seeker acolytes, many skirmishes across different planets, and the Astral Vanguard's relentless pursuit of the truth about the looming cataclysm. Most strikingly, she saw Dax's internal struggles, his genuine intent to safeguard the galaxy, and a deep-rooted desire to protect her from the Seeker's plans. When the connection broke, Elara found herself gasping for breath, overwhelmed by the onslaught of revelations. The room was silent, with all eyes on her, awaiting her response. "It's true," she whispered, her voice shaky. "I saw it, all of it. His intentions are genuine." Kaelin sighed in relief, while Jor remained wary, albeit less combative. Arya, meanwhile, glowered at Dax, her resentment evident. "So you've shown her your side of the story. What now?" Dax's gaze hardened. "We need to leave Earth," he urged. "Soren operates outside of our linear time and dimension. He's capable of manipulating events, possibly even foreseeing this very moment." Elara, wide-eyed, responded, "How can we stop them? What can I do?" Before Dax could delve deeper, one of the temporal stasis chambers nearby started to beep urgently. His face turned grim. "Soren is awakening the Seekers from their stasis. He's forcing you to stay." Dax's determination was palpable. "We must leave now. Board your ship and head for the Numinar." Arya hissed. "You won't escape so easily." Ignoring her, Dax continued. "I have my own ship in orbit. Once we're safe, I'll answer all your questions." The urgency of the situation was clear, and Elara and her crew wasted no time. They rushed to their landing ship, the sleek silver craft they had used to descend from the Numinar. The engines hummed to life, the energy cells glowing bright blue, illuminating the early evening haze. As the ship began to ascend, the land beneath them started to blur, a mix of Earth's lush green and the silvery gray of the Seeker facility. In her pilot seat, Elara spared a glance at the viewscreen. The image showcased a group of Seekers just having emerged from the facility, looking skyward with mixed expressions of rage and helplessness. Among them, Arya stood out, her posture defiant, eyes tracking their escape. Their last confrontation played fresh in Alara's mind, the reality that old alliances had been shattered and new allegiances formed. "That was close," Elara murmured, more to herself than anyone else. She felt the weight of responsibility for her crew and the galaxy as a whole. The artifact, now held tightly in her hand, seemed to thrum softly, its presence a constant reminder of the mysteries they had yet to unravel. Kaelin, always vigilant, kept an eye on the ship's monitors. "We're clear of the immediate airspace. No Seeker ships in pursuit for now." Jor, with a hint of his typical sarcasm, remarked, "For once, I'm glad your new friend showed up when he did." Elara smirked despite the tension. "We'll see if he remains a friend." Flipping open the comms channel, Elara's voice rang clear and resolute. "Numinar, prepare for our docking. Once we're aboard, make preparations to leave Earth's orbit." Above, the vastness of space beckoned, stars shimmering like distant promises. The Numinar awaited, and with it, a new chapter in their cosmic journey.